Good afternoon, everyone. This is Brad Matheny. This is kind of an end of day wrap up video I wanted to do. We've had a very interesting day. We've got some big earnings coming up this week. We're moving into earnings season. Going to be very interesting to see if the markets can continue to rally from this point or if they're losing steam. This is the SPY. You can see here I've got some context in here. We are still 100% long from back over here with my longer term investment model. We went to 80% cash. I was advising everyone to move away from this extended rally about 4 or 5 weeks ago. The reason being is I didn't believe that we had any real upward potential here other than a very volatile short squeeze. I think we've kind of, well, let's put it this way. I am under the belief that this is an extended rally, an exhaustion topping type of pattern, and I'll show you why here in a minute. Gold and silver, let me come over here to gold, have started to move upward. You can see this move here in gold. Big reversal. This is a weekly chart. Big reversal to the upside here off of my rotation out of the setup mode. You can see the yellow line here indicating that we're building momentum for a move up to 2350 to 2450. We really had a chance back down here of seeing 1840, but the 1920, 1930 area held. Really good upward move here in gold, which is indicating traders and investors are preparing for some sort of a moderate unknown crisis event. Silver is trying to catch up with gold. Big move in silver. Early consolidation this week. We'll see what happens. But silver could again move up into the $30 to $35 area based on my analysis. I think we're going to be up into this 35, 32, 34 area fairly quickly. And when I say fairly quickly, I'm talking about here, this is weekly, but we could be up in the 31 area within a couple months. 60 to 90 days. We'll see how this plays out. If this rally phase, this move away from the setup phase here to the breakaway phase continues, we could see a pretty solid move to the upside. The dollar, let's take a look at the dollar. Dollar's moving downward, which is great overall considering the strength that we've had in the dollar. It does not mean that we are seeing a collapse in the dollar. We're at basically parity 100 at the for the dollar right now, and understand that a move downward would be something very interesting right now. It would put a little bit of pressure in regards to foreign markets that have hedged into the US dollar. We may see other moves in foreign markets over the next 12 to 15 months. Particularly the BRICS countries, in the sense that we may see some real opportunity there if the dollar continues to weaken. Let's take a look at IWM. IWM is basing and bottoming. You might remember a couple weeks back I generated a buy trigger back over here, indicating that I thought small caps and mid caps were going to do very well. I also talked about ARKK and ARKQ. Let's get way back out of here. Look at this move, folks. You know, it's been a pretty solid move from where I generated my buy trigger. 24% to the upside. You're missing some really great upside potential here in these moves. The sector, the markets are, capital basically is moving away from overvalued sectors and into undervalued sectors. I believe we're going to see potentially this little sector back over here, really MJ, really start to play a pretty big role to the upside. Getting in below $3 is a pretty good area, folks, for seeing this move to the upside. You can see the volume that we've got in here increasing. You can see this basing level set up, and we've got a pretty good chance over probably a 12-month time frame to see this up around $4, $5, $6 to the upside. Obviously, there's some better moves that play out in the long run. Now, let me come over here And just give you an example. Part of the MENT.com membership area includes these things called movers. And movers are daily hot lists that I produce for members to be able to see what's going on. This is the, and grab this and move this in. This is the value hot list for last Friday. Caterpillar was a trade. PFG was a trade. Let's come over here, take a look at Caterpillar. Caterpillar weekly. This is the beginning of the week. We'll go to daily here. Nice solid upward move. Not quite a big breakout yet. Caterpillar was up $1.84, up 0.72%. PFG, I believe the other one was up 1.84%, up $1.46. Again, these are hot trades. So here's one from last Thursday. MAN, M-A-N. Take a look at this. M-A-N. Up 1.48%, $1.24. Now, for options traders, you know, think about this. You know, you get yourself into a 2, 3, you know, maybe a 5-day option, and you could see these moves when they play out really well result in, you know, 40, 30, 40, 50, 60, maybe even 100% move. You get a big pop like this, you could see over 2, 3 days, you could see a very solid return, 30 to 100% return just trading options for, you know, pennies on the dollar. And so there's a real opportunity here. These are very hot triggers. Here's a weekly trigger on V. This weekly triggers take a little longer. They're slower, but should be pretty good. Here's V. We come back, this is Visa to weekly. Good solid upward trend, good solid upward trigger here. Earnings coming out, could be a big rally here in V and Visa. Let's go back to the Reddit list. We have a new trigger here in 4. Let's see if 4 did anything today. 4 was relatively flat today, off 0.25%, off 6 cents. Nothing serious. New trigger in Now. Now is up 2.07%, up $12. That's a nice move, ladies and gentlemen, in one day. And that was from Friday's trigger. IT, let's check out IT. Up 2.32%, up $8.40. Beautiful move. That's some really solid profit in one day. And again, what we're looking at here is we're just looking at the new triggers. Okay, that's all we're doing here. TD. Now let's take a look at TD. Up 71%, up 0.71%, 0.75%, up 45 cents. Nothing huge yet. No other new triggers here. We had a new trigger here, weekly in FTX. FTX was down 1%, so here's a consolidation trigger. Remember, weekly triggers could take 2 to 4 weeks, maybe a bit longer, to actually move into the profit. So this side is weekly, this side is daily. Anything in here that's a 1, like right here, this is 1 day old. RC. So this is RC, and RC is flattening out, was up 0.61% today, up 7 cents. Let's go down to the last one here, the movers. This is the hot list. WLK, we had a trigger. Consolidated, good solid consolidation off 0.60. Really consolidating off a very low volume. So we'll see where that is moving. Let's see here. New trigger in Snap. Let's see how Snap did. Snap is up 2.43%, up 0.32 cents. Nice, honestly, nice uptrend here. I mean, very solid move to the upside. And we have a new trigger here, short, in PGR. Oops. And this one moved completely against us. Up 4.42%, up $5.16. So this one obviously didn't work out all that well. Okay, so now let's go over to these other charts and show you kind of what's going on. The NDX to SPY chart, as I mentioned to you, I was very concerned of a topping pattern back over here. And I'm still holding to that topping pattern simply because the cycle pattern suggests that we are near at a very late stage topping pattern. We're going to see how it plays out one way or the other. My long-term systems are still bullish, and I'm not telling you to short the market. I'm telling you that this is very likely going to end in a rollover to the downside, and you need to be aware of that. You need to be aware of positioning. You need to be aware of allocation, and try not to get yourself married into a super bullish position, because we're getting into very weakening trend, and I'm going to show you where we're at with this. Even though it seems explosive here, this is really an exhaustion top playing out, in my opinion. So now, one of my other custom indexes is, this is the SPY up here. You can see where we're at up here, but this is the custom index I like to follow, which measures, think of this as extreme trending, where we've built momentum all the way up, and of course you can follow the trend through here. So here's an example of how I would look at it. This is extreme basing, extreme volatility. This is going to be basically a volatility event is setting up, potential new trend setting up. We get the base here, we roll up into this upward trend, and then at the same point in time, look over here, folks, we get the base here in the SPY, and we roll up into this upward trend. By the time we hit right here, what this index is telling me, and I'm going to draw a couple more, by the time we get to this topping formation, what this index is telling me is that we've reached kind of an extreme momentum move. Okay, and then we wane into deceleration of the trend, moving back down into a potential volatility move here, potential reversal move here, which is what we had just last week. We're just out of this move here, but we're moving back downward. We'll see how this plays out. If it moves downward into this area here, then we're going to end up seeing a potential volatility change of direction. So this is basically momentum moving upward here, meaning that we're getting a momentum into the downtrend right there. Then we get into this rotation. Okay, this was the change of direction right here. So here is the ultimate change of direction. I'll make this a blue color. And here's the ultimate change of direction here. Here's an ultimate change in direction here. Here is a near change of direction right here. So this tells us we're going to change direction. We're getting into that look out. We're going to change direction mode. Let me move this out of the way here. So we're getting into that look out. We're going to change direction. Then we build momentum in the downtrend. We reach our momentum peak. We then wane into a counter trend. In this case, you can see it reverse to the upside. Then we get into that look out. We're going to change direction again. That's kind of where this is. We're going to change direction again. We build our base. We roll back out of it. We get a little momentum. We reach our peak level here and rotate the other direction. So this is telling us that we are now in essentially a momentum carryover trend. This is not building momentum any longer. This is weakening in momentum. Then we get into this downward move here, change in direction. We get the change in direction. We reach our secondary base here. We start to move upward. We get our momentum move to the upside. That's what this is telling us. Then we get into this consolidation range, which is lack of momentum to the upside. Now we're back down here into this early stage change of direction. And I would really call this kind of a lack of momentum move, which is why I believe this whole thing right here is kind of an exhaustion rally. You think about this from a standpoint of what we're looking at. This is really an exhaustion rally because of this lack of momentum, this waning momentum right here. This was our momentum move right here. Then we moved into this topping pattern. Then we rolled into this exhaustion short squeeze, and we are weakening, getting down into this change of direction period over here. This is where things get very volatile, down in these lower areas. So we're getting somewhat close to that. We just maybe need, this is a weekly chart. We were there 2 weeks ago. We'll see where we're going to be here. We're kind of back into that lack of momentum. Currently the trend is bullish. So we can't argue with the fact that the market wants to go up, but we're not seeing a whole lot of momentum right now. So we need to see how this really plays out over the next couple weeks with earnings to see if we get this thing moving down into this change of direction area. And then we'll get a new momentum move to the upside. Okay, next we're going to look at this is what I call the SPY base trend index. Big move to the upside. You can see here, very solid upward trending. This was a big breakout accumulation phase of basically traders were diving into the SPY on a retail basis, driving this rally phase. We are now, and this is a daily chart, we are now near these upper extremes. We need to be very cautious of a rollover. When we get into a rollover like this downward trending here, okay, we could see very broad downward trending in the SPY. We had the flag formations. We apexed out of the flag formation with a big broad upward trend right over here, broke above the 440 level, broke above my 437 level. Now we're looking at some early stage weakness, and I really think earnings could, shock the system going forward. So we will see how it plays out. And then lastly, I wanted to show you this, which is the monthly. This is my biasing system for the SPY. And where we're at with the biasing system, we are still very elevated with the biasing system. We are currently in a monthly bearish bias mode. Okay, it's inverted. When we're above this green line, it's inverted. And so we are in a monthly bias downward trend. We have seen some moderate weekly upward trending. That's where we're at. Weekly, we're in an upward bias, a bullish bias. But I wanted to highlight this move here, this consolidation basing that's taking place here, which is very similar to the 2018 basing. If we are unable to hold this base level, let me spread this out. And again, this is the SPY right here in the middle, and this is my biasing system up here. If we are unable to hold at this level, I'll just draw a little line here, basically this doji level. If we are unable to hold above that level, we are going to come crashing downward. Okay, and what that would look like in this particular instance is that we are already bearish in the monthly bias right here. Remember, it's inverted above this green line. So we are already bearish. This would indicate we would see upward trending here, and we would see the weekly system move into upward trending. The upward trending system has been bearish right here, and we just went to neutral. So this was bullish back here to right here, then went into bearish mode here. That's what this is. So this is really an exhaustion phase topping pattern, as you can see from here roughly throughout this channel. We are in an exhaustion phase topping pattern, and that's rather interesting considering my 440 level, which is really back in this area. So this is the area that I indicated that the top was likely to happen. This is where I thought that we were going to run into some real resistance and roll over. And over the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, month and a half, we've really just squeezed up into this upper channel in bearish biasing, in bearish trending, in lack of momentum. So again, very cautious that you are very, let's put it this way, I would be very concerned that you guys need to be aware of the potential for a very serious downward cycle phase moving into Q3, possibly setting up an October, November base and bottom. And again, I know I've been talking about it. I know I've been warning you about it. I know many of you think that, oh, it's not going to happen. Well, it may, or it may not happen. But the data is suggesting that we are moving into a different type of a cycle phase. And what it's going to take for the markets to do this is it's going to take some sort of a shock event. So remember, when we come back over here, the shock event is going to be seeing this move down into this shock center here on some type of a move that will prompt some volatility rotation event. We're very, very close, but we need to see this move downward, and earnings may be the trigger that does that. Okay, guys, that's your update. Now remember, come back over here, and remember, come to MENT.com. MENT.com gives you all of the information, all of my research. It gives you all of the MENT movers. I'm trying to show you how this works so you can be aware of the resources that I provide for you. The MENT.com expert growth trial is only 60 days for $34.99. It's only $48 a month to get access to all of my research. When you are a member and you go into the member area, this is the member area, even though it won't all fit on the page, there we go. You get my special videos, you get my top-down analysis, you get all of the video analysis, the investor update, the gold and metals update, the crypto updates, the weekly hot list, the weekly hot stock picks, which again, I just went over quite a few of them. You can see here the stock picks that we are already looking at. We had Caterpillar, which was already up today. We had SP, which is up today. And we had Toronto Dominion Bank, which is up today. We'll wait for these to load. So this was up 1%. This was up 0.72. And this one's loading. Loading, loading, loading. The rest of these are loading. XLI. Look at this, is already up at our target. PHO 59 is already near our second target, above our first target. Toronto Dominion Bank is just below, just above our entry price. Perfect entry right now. GDX, remember we had this from last week, is already up above our entry, has already been above our first target. GM is right below our first target area, has been higher. UM is already near our first target level, already up 3%. Honeywell 208 is already near our second target, up almost 4%. IXJ is back down near where we entered it. This is 3 weeks old. This is from the 26th or 25th of June. ADBE, Adobe, is already at our first target, 13%. Beautiful trade. And Netflix is at 450, very close to our target, already up 11%, 10%, and probably going to be moving higher. You get just really incredible information over here. And again, the movers, for all of you index and swing traders, the movers right here. This is where you come in and get the movers. Oops, looks like I missed one here. I'll fix that real quick. But these are the movers posted up for you every week, okay? Every day. I mean, I put these up every day. So they're ready for you right over here. Come and get them. Remember, it's just as simple as, remember, and you get everything. You also get the MENT rotational modeling system, which is at new all-time highs. I mean, it is a beautiful scenario here for you to be able to trade your heart's content the way this works. We've got the MENT rotational modeling system at all-time highs. You can see the performance, the 3-year performance versus the 5-year performance. I got to space that out. It's beating the SPY, and it's reducing your risk and your volatility by almost 35%. This is a fantastic solution for you to be able to trade with your investment and your retirement account while you're trading on these shorter term setups. So it's very important for you to understand that this is not just a single solution. You get all of this with my expert growth, all of my videos, all of my risk management, all of my containment systems. In fact, take a look at this real quick. Okay, so we come over here, the expert growth homepage, and what do you have down at the bottom? You have the game plan page. Okay, the game plan page is a summary of what is coming over the next 7 to 10 days. You have volatility index, tells you whether we're toppy, bullish, bearish, what have you, bottoming, what have you. Smart money index tells you how much of a chance there is of a volatility event. The global index tells you what's going on with the U.S. and global market index. The U.S. stock market valuations index tells you whether or not valuations are falling or rising. We need to see these rise in organic growth of the economy or fall in contraction. The fear index measures the amount of fear that's overall in the market. This is essentially telling you how much traders, and we call this institutional and retail traders, are equating fear into the market. Right now, fear is falling. Everybody is chasing this rally. And the U.S. Sentiment Index is a measure of standard deviation trend. So we're already 6.35% above a standard deviation middle channel, and we are falling downward, indicating that we are not seeing any real growth in this trend. We're weakening in the trend. And then beyond that, you have all of the other resources over here, including all of my custom analysis, my custom indexes, my research. Everything is available for you here. My real estate, my cash flow index, my fear index. Everything is right here for you to be able to come and make decisions. Once you're done digesting all of this data and watching my videos, remember the videos as well are right here for you. You have all of the videos. Every week I produce 5 different videos for members to be able to understand what's coming. Then you come back into the TT Scanner hot list, the weekly hot stock picks, and the MENT movers, which are updated daily and give you the ability to pick trades from dozens of trades every week for you to be able to pick and select for your next opportunities for profits. Okay, guys, that's it. Hope you enjoy. And remember, I'm trying to explain to you why I do this. I'm trying to help you become a better investor and a better trader and prepare for what is coming. The next 5 to 7 years are going to be very incredible. I mean, I do not know how to explain it any other way. You are going to see the biggest moves of your life over the next 5 to 7 years. So get ready. If you're not prepared for it, then you could see a lot of risk in your portfolio. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks a lot.